bird brain on flames, manifesting cranes all the same, melancholic lames, paranoia all the same. Then it tames, elevates, soul searching on different echelons as I ruminate. Now I'm on cloud 9, sipping lime, thinking about the time, about mine. Thoughts searching that lead to me thinking to never mind. But my mind was stuck on iron, thus the fine recline. Watch as my tears turn to lime. Then it was never fine, at least in the confines of my mind. Such as the lines, they create their own timelines. The timeline makes pockets of trying, surrendering the moments where I feel to hold on. Hello everyone, welcome back to Poetry Journal Podcast. I am your host, Alex Murdoch. I think it's fair to say, if you're in a place right now where you have a winter season, you're absolutely kicking it with gloves on right now, because that's literally what I'm doing. If you're outdoors anyway, but otherwise it's just another day, just trying to stay warm indoors and stuff like that. But yeah, and it's the season, if you're for that, to be merry, or I think for the majority, which I think in a sense transcends it transcends culture, is, I think I was speaking to somebody about this the other day, where it's just the whole idea of like, you know what, if you're not a Christian or a person of religion, and you're for this whole season where you're celebrating your culture or your religion, there's a sense of familyness, if you will, about this season, and I think a lot of people, if not for religion related reasons, they relate to the whole occasion of Christmas and what that comes with and what it brings. And personally for me, I'm not really one of for like religious situations, or particularly believe in a religion. But, and I say that to say, when it comes to Christmas, I'm really not that person that's doing it for that. But as I said, I do appreciate, if not for myself, for other people or people that I know, the family oriented situation that revolves around Christmas. I think that's a beautiful thing, and as I said, I think that's the factor I think transcends culture, whether no matter where you from, or what you believe in. That's something we can all kind of relate to, in a sense, when it comes to this time of the year. So, in essence, hope everyone's having a good time off, or a good period, if not for the cold, at least for the occasion of Christmas. And let's get back to the quote. So, as you know, I like to read a quote to begin with, and what you heard at the beginning was a part fit of the whole thing, I was actually looking to read today. That was like close to the whole thing, the whole quote that I was going to read. I also want to mention the title, and I'm going to do this for a reason, and we'll come back to that at the end after I read it the second time. The title is Mental Autophagy. Mental Autophagy. I'll just go over the quote again, and we'll get into it, and I'll just break down, where I'm going with this. Okay. For the second time. Here we go. Bird brain on flames, manifesting cranes all the same. Melancholic lames, paranoia all the same. Then it tames, elevates, soul searching on different echelons as I ruminate. Now I'm on cloud 9, sipping lime, thinking about the time, about mine. Thought searching that lead to me thinking to never mind. But my mind was stuck on iron, thus the fine recline. Watch as my tears turn to line. Then it was never fine, at least in the confines of my mind, such as the lines they create their own timelines. The timeline makes pockets of trying, surrendering the moments when I feel to hold on for so long. Sad song, jittery in the motion of a slogan. Face smacked, teeth cracked, tentacles entangled, but like syntax, they remain intact. Thus my protectiveness does not smudge on contact. Like makeup, no need to make up. Like 12 a.m., I stay up. I day much till the decay turns grey, until my emotions are on layaway. I don't feel the grey, I don't feel the phase, though I see it. It ponders you, for I see you. Yep. I mean, if you don't know by now, I don't only do this, I love what I do. So yeah, it always put me in a trance when I go through my stuff, because if you've listened to this for a while, you go back to speaking about my writing, or the whole science behind it. I think a lot of artists or writers or people that's been through something can relate to this, if you're not a poet yourself, where your experience fuel your art, in a sense. And so with this, it's no different. It's just that I just know how to. I just do it. In layman terms, it just gets done. I just do it. Yes. So let's get back to mental autophagy. Well, that was my own. That was my whole. This was a title. This was my whole take on the overall piece. Like I said, I usually just read a whole a quote from the actual piece that I would write, and so we can discuss it. But I mentioned the title because it holds significance, and so here's a question to begin. Are you aware of the word? Are you familiar with the word autophagy? And if you're not, I think is important before we actually speak about this quote, to kind of maybe look into it. I guess I could give you a gist to begin with, of just summarize. If you don't know, autophagy is more like it's kind of like the body's way of kind of basically it is kind of healing itself in a sense. And I say that because it's kind of like it goes through a process where autophagy is involved. It goes through a process where damaged cells and damaged cells within the body are kind of almost regenerated after a certain period of fasting. And so that's one of the great things about fasting. The only thing about autophagy, it only takes place after 24 hours. So around 24 to 48 hours, that's when such a process would initiate within the body. That was me giving like just a basic breakdown. But if you want to hear the more technical breakdown, let's read it. Let's see what Google have to say. What is autophagy? It says, autophagy is your body's process of reusing old and damaged cell parts. Hence the regeneration I'm talking about, where it's almost like they get recycled or they regenerate. Our cells are the basic. I'm not gonna read that, but just trying to figure out the most relevant parts I would like people to. Do you know what? Forget it. It's taking too long. But I think you kind of get the gist of where I'm going with this. And when I say gist, I mean the whole idea of what autophagy is about. But the reason why I wanted to kind of bring this up, going back to the title of the piece I wrote, and it's called but in this case I decided on mental autophagy. And I think in the idea that I was trying to create, which I hope the title is more of an illustration of what the actual piece was supposed to depict, in a sense. But I suppose in essence what I was really trying to do is more, I guess I could start with the word catharticism. And I say that because I think that's what healing does to the brain. I think that's what's like peace and good vibrations and good nutrition in terms of like what you watch and what you see, you hear, positive vibes. I think that's what it does to the brain in a sense. And so that's pretty much where I was going with these lines. I wrote in terms of, it's kind of like a place of solace. You can find a place of serenity where you can find calmness, where you can recline and find your mind, in a sense. And I just find that I found found it quite profound, just in the sense that you can find something like that in a piece, in a poem. Maybe not in the sense where it's quite obvious what I'm doing or what I'm trying to do with my words, but maybe more evident in how you feel, how you relate to the words, how the journey is, how I take you on a journey. Well, I'm trying to anyway, so I hope it works. How you get taken on a journey in a way that, you know, just leaves you almost not thinking about anything to do with, you know, whatever issues you have going on, just simply at a place of peace and you know, almost refreshed, I suppose. And this is where I'm trying to go with this. And so I guess where I'm going with this is just in the sense of like, especially with where we are in the time period that we are, with so much conflict going on, etc., etc. It's important to just have some time to just look after your mind, look after you. You know, having self-doubt and stuff like that is alright, but not all the time. And it's important to kind of put that, I guess I would say, put that voice in your head to sleep sometimes, just so you can find solace, so you can find a peace within your own mind, or whatever issues you have going on. Some, you know, it's all right to just switch off and just have some time for you, you know. So have some time for you, and yeah, that's really the message I really want to kind of put across today. Don't forget about you. Mental autophagy, or autophagy in general. You know, do for the body, do for yourself what the body can't do for you. I know that's a bit of a Jedi mind trick, but I'm sure you get the gist of where I'm going with this. If you don't know, firstly, let me mention this lady. She's a very nice lady, and she wrote a very interesting book. It's a non-fiction book, and we had like a book exchange, and I thought it was really cool what she put in the book. She wrote about, her name is Sarah Marie Park, and I've been reading it, and it's a really interesting book. It's very self-motivating, and you know, I could tell she has been through a lot to write something like this, in terms of like life experiences. You know, I'm sure she could tell. She could spill some knowledge. Well, technically she has. There's a lot in this book to unpack. So I will keep reading it, close to halfway through, and I really enjoyed what I'm reading so far. And I think one of the most important things I could say about this book is just, it's almost like, this is it's kind of like, when I read it, the first thing that comes to mind is mental nutrition. It's pretty cool, you know, what she's trying to do. And it's almost like, it's obvious where it's a way of giving back as well, because she's kind of reached a point in her life where she's happy with where she is, and she's accomplished a lot to be happy with where she is, and this is her way of kind of, you know, giving back. And I think it's a pretty cool thing. So yeah, it's called, her name is Sarah Marie Park, The Magical World of You, Your Guide to Self-Worth, Self-Love and Success. And I thought it was I thought I wanted to share it just in case anybody's interested in books like these. I definitely feel pleased to kind of you know, had a chance to check it out. So pretty cool. Of course, there's also my books, and towards my books, I will leave a link on this episode to my main website, which is dreamimagine.express. You don't have to put any www at the beginning or .com or .co.uk at the end. It's just dreamimagine.express. Like I said, I'll leave a link to it. But the reason why I wanted to mention this, because I didn't want to just, as much as I do, I think having Amazon and people having access to my book is a good thing. I also want to give as much access or easy a way to get to my books as possible. So I will be having books on there for sale. So if you're intrigued by my writing or what I have to say and my poetry or even my stories, then for sure reach out and find yourself. It could be Poetry Journal, Growing Pains, Poetry Journal, my first ever Dream Imagine Express. Or more recently, I have released a compilation of Into the Abyss. So now it's all in one. So you have Into the Abyss series is the name, and it is a compilation of Volume 1, Volume 2 and Volume 3, and those are for sale on there as well. So, and in fact, there's a package deal I have going on where you get for $9.99 you get Poetry Journal, Growing Pains, Into the Abyss series, and some goodies in a bag when you order online, PayPal, and I personally would sign the book and pack everything in a package. And of course, through PayPal you would be leaving your address, and I would just send everything personally myself. So a lot going on, but as always, appreciate people that listen and hearing what I have to say. And as the rabbit would say, that's it, folks. Thanks for listening, and till next time, take care. Bye bye.